Five, four, three, two, one. Smart guy want to say welcome. I never knew TV. Faye, what's going on?
I'm doing great. I'm happy. I'm motivated. I'm inspired. I'm dedicated. Yeah. So
How much of a role does music play in the high number of black people in American prisons?
right. So what I said was that a lot of times we think that prison is this place with bars on it, right? There's a there's a digital prison that content is used to incarcerate us. There's a dietary prison that our eating regimens places us in, right? And then what I said was I didn't want to answer that question. I wanted to kind of like give my perspective or what inspired me to have a thought based upon the question you asked, right? It was like, okay, well, we don't control any distribution company that's currently in existence that distributes mass content or media. We don't create distribution companies. We're also conditioned to consume content that creates genocide,
Certain type of content.
certain type of content that creates genocide and create and inspires mass black murder. Music is being utilized like crack was to break down the communities in the 80s. They used crack to they brung crack to the ghetto. So now there's a digital crack that they bring to the ghetto through the minds of our younger generation. And then now it creates these reactions. It creates this overly aggressive, this overly sexualized generation, this overly desensitized generation where they can kill somebody and piss on and urinate on a grave and F the ops and yeah, chicks ain't this and eat my booty and pay my bill. It's just like, whoa, wait a minute.
Before you continue, right? I'm glad you mentioned the companies. I don't think people realize that people sit at a desk, listen to a song, and decide a strategy to market this and circulate this
And
message
put marketing dollars
and
behind it.
put
And these
money behind
companies,
it.
these said companies are Belor, Vivendi, Viacom, Universal Music Group, Interscope, right? Like these companies, right? They sit at a table and no black people are in control of the allocating of capital into these areas. We have no voice, we have no seat at the financial table when it comes to allocating capital for marketing this product, right? And then we're conditioned to create this product, and we're very clear on this is the only type of a content that this company is going to finance, right? And then that message, the term, right? Doo doo rolls downhill, right? So now that message gets communicated to the lower positions, which now because it's a lower position, you see some black people, and then now it's like, yo, man, you want to get lit, man? What you got? Yo, I'm a god, I'm a king, not a nigga. Next, get out. You want to be what you got? Yo, I am a beautiful queen. Nah, we ain't looking for that. Get out. All right, next, what you got? Yo, I'm gonna spin the block, kill him, shoot him in the head, go to the. Yo, oh my God, you're amazing. We never even heard anything like this. Yo, give him a record deal right now. Finance him. Okay, next, buddy, we're gonna call you. You're what we're looking for. Next. Eat my booty, daddy. Eat my booty, daddy. Eat my booty, daddy. My coochie is for sale. Did you hear what she said? Booty, coochie, set. Yo, you're it. You're hot. We're gonna have you on Billboard tomorrow. This was happening, right? So we're being weaponized to destroy ourselves, right? And what I said off camera was, if I had to die or kill you, I'm gonna kill you. If you had to die, kill me, you're gonna kill me, right? They put us in these fight or flight situations and turn us against each other. We don't even control nothing. So I don't care about the impact that music has on our community, because I know the music that is being impactful to our community is not controlled by us. So I have to create my own industry. This is why I got no labels tour. I'm at Hit Venture Studios every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm actually teaching artists how to make uplifting music. My curriculum, and this is no BS, man. I'm gonna read to you right now. My curriculum, right? I have this something called the AMP program, which is the Amplify Artist Program. Okay. Hold on one second. I gotta pull this up. Okay, so course outline. Week 1 is mindset shift, identifying limiting beliefs, reframing negative thoughts, cultivating gratitude and positivity. This is week 1, right? Week 2, goal setting, clarifying purpose and vision, setting smart goals, creating an action plan. Week 3, building resilience, managing stress and anxiety, developing emotional intelligence, practicing self-care. Week 4, it's only 5 weeks. Week 4, overcoming obstacles, recognizing and overcoming fear, building confidence and self-esteem, developing problem-solving skills. Last week, which is week 5, is sustaining progress, creating accountability, building supportive networks, and maintaining success. So now the reason why I have creating accountability, see what I'm saying? Creating accountability. Did you see that? Did you see that? This is powerful, money. You better get this, man. This is powerful. I get a little tingly feeling, right? Pause, right? Right. See how I said creating accountability and not taking accountability? Not taking that. It's not for me. I'm creating accountability. I want to create accountability. I don't want to take accountability. You understand? I want to create responsibility. I don't want to take responsibility anymore. You understand? So I had to set the table for my brothers and sisters through my program for them to create accountability now, to create responsibility. We're not taking no more accountability from the white man. We're not taking no responsibility because of the white man. We're going to create accountability. We're going to create responsibility. We're going to create better music, better industries, better platforms. We're going to create distribution companies. We're going to create mass market and powerful media companies. We're not taking anything moving forward.
We did speak off camera for a little bit, right? And I want you to clarify the dangers of using the word accountability instead of responsibility.
Yeah. So everything is about cause and effect. Blame the white man. 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 Blame the Chinese man. Blame the Indian man. Blame the Italian man. Blame the Greek man. Blame the Turkish man. Blame every man. Blame everybody but the black man. Okay? So, we talked about the movie A Gladiator where Russell Crowe got hit in the lung and the brother, they hid the wound from the people in the audience. And then now he has to fight this brother who's been well rested, well fed, probably taking some performance enhancement drugs, got some steroids. He's ready to rock. He's on 10 and we on 2, right? And we've accepted this foul play. We've accepted not being on even playing fields for so long that we now have rules and accountability for the uneven playing field that we've been strategically placed on that will never allow us to move forward as a culture, as a collective, as a nation, or even as individuals. That's why I say blame the white man. And if we're not careful, because you cannot, let me tell you something. I box, right? I'm already naturally strong. I got natural punching power in both hands, right? I'm fast, defensive minded. I'm a boxer puncher. You give me a steroid, you give me a performance enhancement drug, brother, you ain't got a chance. It's zero. We gonna fight 100 times. 3 seconds, beep, bop, good night. That's it. Mike Tyson, naturally gifted, power, ferocious. You give Mike Tyson some steroids. Mike Tyson in his prime, shoot him up on steroids, and you fight that man one-on-one. You going to sleep. You going to sleep in your dream. He gonna put you to sleep, and then you gonna be in the dream. You gonna get knocked out in the dream too. That's how hard he gonna hit you. Okay? You have no wins there. Okay? Michael Jordan, phenomenal, a phenom. Give MJ in his prime some performance enhancement drugs, some steroids and stem cells. Mike not jumping from the free throw line. He jumping from half court. Right? He's jumping from half. You're not going to win. So this is why we don't win because we're never on even playing field. And we have been on uneven playing field for so long, we forgot what even playing field even looks like. Now, all the rules and standards we have is based upon uneven playing field.
Explain that a little more.
Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. Right? It's a current boxing match. This is very current. Ryan Garcia came in 3 pounds overweight, was taking performance enhancement drugs. Devin Haney fought him while this kid was on steroids, lost the fight. Everybody clowned him for what happened in the fight, but he fought a guy who outweighed him, who had God knows what in his system in terms of steroids. And he fought a tough fight. But everybody clowned Devin Haney, made memes, made jokes, did all that, right? Even after the fact that the kid got busted for taking performance enhancement drugs and actually got suspended for a year, it still becomes, mind you, Devin Haney is the undisputed champion in that weight class. Right? He's the undisputed champion in that weight class. So how do you go from the pinnacle to the bottom because you lost to someone who was and it wasn't an even playing field, right? The kid got suspended, and they kind of sweep it under the rug. When you take a performance enhancement drug, you heal faster, you have more recovery, you have more energy, more fast twitch fibers, you punching harder, bro. This is a sport where that is a difference between having a block of gas versus a full tank. You can't, it's different. And it's just, now his image is affected. He lost some fans. He has to now sit out. Devin Haney should be fighting right now. So now he's not even fighting. The promoter didn't want to pay him, didn't want to pick up the bid purse for his next fight. Now, had he won that fight against Ryan Garcia, then the purse bid gets picked up by the promoter. Now he's fighting in Dubai for $20 million. So now, now that brother can't make the $20 million that he would have made. He has to pay for his next fight purse. And he did everything by the book. That's an example. I can go real philosophical. I'm just going simple layman's term for people.
And I appreciate that. Can you talk about the responsibility aspect, though?
Man, it's tough, right? It's tough, right? But you have to do it because you can't let the cheaters win. You have to do it because you can't let the devil win. You have to do it because you can't let the opposition win.
And in one of your conversations, I heard you talking about men should vet women using their frequency and vibration.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Can you explain what you mean by this?
Well, again, it goes back to my mantra, right? How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you, right? Our thoughts produce chemicals. Our thoughts create, like, it's a chemical reaction happening internally in our body when we think certain things. And our body produces things like melatonin, cortisol, testosterone, endorphins, dopamines. Our body literally produces chemicals, right? And these chemicals create environmental reactions or reactions in the environment that we bring ourselves into. Confidence creates a chemical. That chemical creates a vibration that is prevalent in the environment that that person is projecting that energy into. So when a confident man comes into a room and when a confident black man comes into a room, it becomes amplified because our brains produce neuromelanin. Our brains, like the color of our skin, the thing that makes our skin this color is also in our brain. It's called neuromelanin. So now when a black man is, producing chemicals, is amplified because internally we're genetically superior to any other man walking this planet. So that vibration is that much more potent. So now when you come into a room, if that woman is in disagreement with that energy, that frequency, she's going to give you a physical reaction to the energy that you're exuding. Same way if somebody farts and it stinks, you go, oh, you can smell it. Or the same way somebody's cooking some food and it smells really good. Wow, you're going to see a non-verbal communication that is going to show you she's either for you or not for you. And that's just what I meant. And I think brothers need to learn how to weaponize that and use that as a way to vet good women from bad women, or women that's good for you versus women that might be bad for you. And then understand it's not happy wife, happy life. Happy man is God's plan. So the man has to be valued. The man has to be celebrated, not tolerated. And the man has to celebrate himself. The man has to love himself. So now, when I say weaponize it, is your life matters to you. To a woman that doesn't love you, she doesn't care. You can die, be happy, be sad, be rich, be poor. She's going to get what she can get out of you and then go to the next sucker. That's her perspective on it, right? So brothers need to learn how to be confident, how to exude confidence, how to project confidence, shoulders back, chin up, head up, and you walk into a room and you command the room because that's who you are. That's who we are, right? So that was my thing, right? And everybody's so quick to throw this term around, red flags. Okay? How about clear mirrors? What are the clear mirrors? Right? I don't think we should even use the word red flag. I think we should use the word clear mirror, because anything that comes into your life is a reflection of who you are. Right? Anything that comes into your life is a reflection of who you are. Now, it's your fault because you don't know subconsciously who you are. You don't know that image that you created in your subconscious mind that is bringing these people, these entities into your life, and you're in disagreement with it, but this is an extension of who you are. So shame on the man who says this is a red flag. No, you're the factory of that builds the flags is in your subconscious mind. And you handed out that red flag that you're looking at now. Shame on the woman who says red flag. The fashion house, that the textile mill that produces the cotton that is on the red flag, you created it, sister, and you distributed it, right? So it shouldn't be red flags. It should be clear mirrors, because whoever's in your life, they're you and you're them. So then it has to be accountability. And accountability means to take accountability. Now we're saying take, right? To take accountability means I need to take the action of changing how I think. How you think creates how you feel. So now when I change how I think, well, I'm going to change how I feel. I'm going to change the emotions that's going on inside of me internally. I'm going to change the chemicals that my body is producing, right? I'm going to change my vibration. And then now I'm going to attract things into my life that I want into my life. And I'm very intentional about it. Single by choice and love by choice. Single by choice, married by choice. Are you single, sister? Yeah, but by choice. So when did you stop choosing to be single? See? When you start choosing to be in love, when you start choosing to be married, when do you start choosing to have a functional, strong, black, masculine, and feminine coalition in your home? It's a choice. That's what I'm saying about being intentional, right? And we have a lot of faith in the detachment, but we don't have any optimism in the attaching of both of our energies, black man and black woman, together. And then the key to that is understanding that how you think creates how you feel. And then once you start changing your thoughts, you're going to see what you look for, right? And when you're looking for these things in yourself, and then you materialize these things that you're looking for because you see them in yourself, now you're going to start to attract, and then eventually you'll see them in your partner.
I feel jealousy is something that cripples the majority of our brothers, preventing them from maximizing their potential, right? It stresses them out and produces bad energy. I heard you talk about something that I've been practicing for years and has been very beneficial to myself: observing and adopting behaviors from those who are smarter and more skillful than me, right? Mm-hmm. When did you learn about this secret weapon?
as a kid walking through the mall, right? As a kid, you walking through the mall and you see this little yellow plastic sign that says floor is wet. That's it. Simple, right? Like, okay, the floor is wet. So there's something showing me that this floor is wet. So I think I'm gonna tread lightly. That was the easy answer, right? And as a child, I was always very aware of my surroundings, right? Had a very high level of situational awareness because I came from an abusive, dysfunctional family. So when a child is being abused, when a child is being beat, when a child is being neglected, your situational awareness increases, right? Because now you're paying attention. You don't know who's gonna attack you. You don't know who's gonna beat you. You don't know where your next meal is gonna come from. So you're aware. You're paying attention, right? So as a child, I had a higher level of situational awareness than I was supposed to. And then now I'm learning and I'm watching and I'm seeing things, action, reaction, input, output, right? But in terms of like, jealousy sometimes can be a form of escapism, right? And there's these internal issues that we have that sometimes go unaddressed. And then now when you're in the presence of someone who has addressed them things for themselves, right? And they're projecting their healing onto you by just being in front of you because you can internally feel that vibration they exude, that healing creates. And now you're not ready to deal with those internal issues. So now you either separate yourself, detach yourself, distance yourself, or even attack that person that's making you feel that way. But it's really just you're seeing yourself, right? And you're seeing limitations. So I mean, jealousy is a very layered word, right? Um, and it can also mean that it could be a form of escapism. It could be a form of admiration, right? And that admiration, you despise yourself for having that admiration for that person. So now you want to attack that person, and you despise that person because you don't believe that you can do what that person has done, and you internalize that, and you're very afraid. You're very afraid to deal and confront your personal demons. And then this person is confident, and you really want what they have, but you're too afraid to go through the process to get to the destination that they have arrived at, right? So I think communication helps with jealousy.
Explain.
Self-talk, self-talk, self-talk. You got to communicate with yourself. Self-talk, self-talk. Well, why am I feeling this way, right? Why do I feel this way towards this person? Well, what am I not doing? Because if I'm focusing on myself, I don't have time to even look outside myself to even feel any type of a feeling towards something outside of myself because I'm not in the window, I'm in the mirror all the time. So there's beautiful trees outside, there's dog shit on the floor outside, there's beautiful cars outside, there's junkies and whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm in my mirror, I'm looking at myself, I'm building up myself. So I feel like, communication, self-communication, self-talk, and talking to yourself is important, and saying affirmations positive about yourself, right? And then when you start to develop that self-esteem needed to take what once was something you were jealous of and convert it to now something that can inspire you and become inspiration and become fuel to your fire and become your proof of concept, become your indirect proof of concept, become your indirect point of reference. Oh, he did it, so I could do it. Okay, wow. And then you unpack it 24 hours in a day. What do I want? What do I have to do to get what I want? And then I'm not going to stop until that happens. The finish line doesn't move. We either stop or keep running, right? So now when you understand the laws of the universe, right? Persistence, and persistence overcomes resistance, and every no will eventually turn into a yes. When you understand how this thing called life works, you're not going to be jealous of the next man because that's a lower vibration that takes you out of alignment for what you're trying to bring into your life. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you, but also repels things away from you. So when you're thinking thoughts of anger, you're thinking thoughts of jealousy, you're thinking thoughts of frustration, you're repelling the good things the universe is trying to bring to you in your life. So it's in your best interest to no longer be jealous. It's in your best interest to no longer be angry. It's in your best interest to no longer talk bad or attack people who you feel shouldn't have what they have or you want what they have. It's in your best interest just to smile, be happy, and be grateful that you have a chance to acquire whatever it is that your heart desires.
I want to talk about the bad habit of mistaking friends for associates. And when did you learn to decipher between the two?
Well, that took a long time, right? Because every so-called friend that's not a friend and every so-called associate that's not associate, they have different things to show that they don't really care for you, right? So I came up with this thing. It was like this saying, right? You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You ever heard that term? It was a term, right? You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Well, you was with me shooting in the gym, but you never grabbed a rebound. You never bought a bottle of water. You never bought no salad after the workout. You was just with me shooting in the gym. So that term, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym, means I put the work in to become this phenomenal athlete, right? And you wasn't with me shooting in the gym, but you want everything that I've acquired due to my hard work and labor in that gym. Well, you got people who started to evolve, right? And now, okay, let me just be in the gym now. But you didn't grab a rebound. You didn't grab no water, right? People stay close enough to you to make you think that they're a part of your success, but further enough away from you to where now they don't have to contribute to your success.
Facts.
And then you mistake the vicinity of them as support.
I like that. Say that again. You mistake the vicinity as support.
Yeah, right? But there's no application or contribution to what you're doing from them. And you're so consumed, if you're going to be successful, you have to be what? Focused. So you're so focused, right?
You ain't really looking at everything that's going
I'm
on.
focused. I'm focused on what's in front of me. So right now, if I focus on you, who do I see in my peripheral? I see my manager in the peripheral. I see my brother in the peripheral. But I don't know what he's doing on his phone. I don't know what he has in that bag behind you. I'm just so focused on you, right? So now I'm mistaking the vicinity for the support. But then when I start to reach my goals and I could look to the side, oh wait, hold on, what's going on? Now you start to see, like, once I take you out of peripheral and put you in the focal, wait a minute, man. You, right? Then you start to see people for who they really are. Then you see the entitlement. Then you see the self-sabotage. Then you see the monkey wrenches. Then you see the popping the tires while we're trying to drive on the road to riches. Then you see the people getting on Noah's Ark. But when we sleep upstairs, you downstairs with the goat trying to put the C4 under the boat and blow holes in the joint. Right? So that's why it's important to make sure that everybody's contribution to what you're doing in the entry level is loud and clear. And you have to make your friendships, your associations, performance-based. That is the only way to protect yourself. You make your friendships and your associations performance-based. You love me? Show me right now. It's raining outside. I need an umbrella. But you thought because your friend had 200,000 umbrellas in his closet that when it rained, he would have gave you an umbrella. So you just made that expectation, right? And then when it finally rained and you say, yo, man, let me get an umbrella. So you spent your whole time counting that your friend would give you that umbrella because you seen that he had 200,000 umbrellas.
And it's two sides to it, man.
Yeah.
It's one, you have the entitlement side you spoke on.
Yeah.
And what I noticed too personally, right?
Yep.
And I listen to other people, you kind of see the game, but you're hoping for, personally, I took too long to end what was going on. It was like what's the term I look? Benefit of the doubt. When I was
It's not really
stuff.
It's not really.
You get what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
game,
But you gotta
cut it off quick enough.
But you gotta put an invisible dry erase board in front of you. Right? Put an invisible dry erase board in front of you. Right? Whiteboard. I want you to write this in a nice navy blue. Benefit of, can you see it? I can see it. I'm writing it now. Benefit of the doubt. Well, there's benefits in doubting, right? Because now if I doubt something, then I can take peace in not knowing. It's a possibility that this could work, right? There's a benefit in doubting, right? Doubting that it's not going to work when you have all the signs and examples that this is not going to work. But there's a benefit in the doubt. Doubting that the answer that I know to be true is not going to be true. It is a possibility that this will not be true. So now I can enjoy a little bit of peace that I get from giving someone the benefit of the doubt versus the uncomfortability that comes when I accept this person for who they are in my life and who they're not going to be moving forward in my life. Because the more I focus on my life, there's going to be things that I need to remove out of my life.
Facts.
And there's a fear of isolation. There's a fear of letting go. There's things that hold you back. And those things are very diverse. People, places, vices, foods, whatever. There's things that hold you back. And when you let go of the things that's holding you back, you will no longer be held back from your true purpose and the true destination that you're supposed to arrive upon, right? So what I would say is, yes, we give people the benefit of the doubt, but let's give people let's get the benefits of the no. So benefit of the doubt, benefit of the no, right? I know. So now I'm going to give myself the benefit of knowing. I'm going to receive the benefits from knowing. I receive the benefits of doubt. I receive these benefits, right? Benefits. I'm receiving the benefits. It might work. So I'm cool, as opposed to doing the work that I need to attract the things that I know will come into my life that will work. So now I need the benefit of knowing now. See? In order to get the benefit of knowing, I have to get to work. I got to let go of some things. Right? And I've developed habits. I've developed fears. I'm procrastinating, but I'm not really happy because to hold on to something that I can't hold on to strains me. It drains me. And then now I'm not even happy. And then finally, when this thing falls out of my hands because it gets to the point where it's so heavy that I never let go. It actually falls out of my hand because the grip in my hand is not strong enough to hold on to this thing anymore. And then now when it falls out of my hands and it's done, and then now the thing that I'm supposed to hold on to, I don't have the strength in my fingers anymore because they're deteriorated because I held on to things for years that I shouldn't have been holding on to. So it's in my best interest to let go of the things that I know I need to let go of, right? That I know it, but it's hard, right? Because there's a benefit of doubt, and there's a benefit in doubting, right? But now there's also a benefit in knowing. I know I'm gonna get past this. I know this is not good for me. I know that what's good for me will come when I let go of what's not good for me.
I always hear you speaking about affirmations and the power of affirmations. When were you first introduced to affirmations?
It's kind of tricky, right? Because I think I always knew, right, indirectly about affirmations, right? Because my grandmother got sick, and I was a kid. I was about like maybe 5 or 6 years old. She's in the hospital. She has pneumonia. I thought she was gonna die, right? And so I remember writing her a letter, and then that letter turned into a poem. My aunt's friend had a book publishing company. She actually got the poem I wrote for my grandmother published in the book. And then when my grandmother got better and she got out of the hospital, she said the poem that I wrote to her contributed to her getting better. Yeah. So then I said, wow, okay, my words have power. My words have power to heal. So I think that was kind of like my first encounter with affirmations and the power of words and the power of saying things. And then I internalized what my grandmother said to me, and I began, that evolved into writing more poems and writing raps. And then writing the things that I wanted to happen for me in my life in those raps and in those poems, and then reciting those things and saying those things. And you got to memorize your raps, right? So now I'm rapping and stuff like that. And then now those are kind of like my early affirmations, right? Yeah, so I would say that was my first encounter with it. And then as when I got to prison and I started reading different books, I'm reading Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm reading Tony Robbins. I'm reading Sigmund Freud, Socrates, Shakespeare. I'm going through the gauntlet, right, of just philosophy. And I started to realize that I can architect my life based upon the things I say, right? So that became an important part in terms of my rehabilitation while being incarcerated. It was like, okay, well, I have to start saying things positive about myself. I have to create a new self-image for myself, right? And I have to change how I internally, subconsciously view myself. And the affirmations were almost like the tools a sculptor uses to make a statue, right? And then now I'm carving out this self-image. I'm carving out this perception of myself. This is how I see myself. I am smart. I am intelligent. I am important. Now I'm saying this to myself, right? And then it's working. And then I'm a fighter by nature. So I remember being in Southport Box. That's where 24-hour lockdown. It's a room half the size of this room, right? So picture this room cut in half, and then that room cut in half, and that room cut in half. That's the size of solitary confinement. And I'm sitting in there and I'm feeling like I'm buried alive, right? And I want to have a better feeling internally, right? And I'm just tired, and I'm just like, I can't, for some reason, I couldn't at the time, I couldn't accept the emotions that were, trying to get me to submit to them, right? Like the anxiety, that doubt, that fear, that self-hate. So I just said, I am blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And I begin to say it, right? I begin to say it, but I didn't feel blessed. I didn't feel important. I felt like shit, pardon me, I felt like rubbish, felt like garbage, right? And I'm just saying to myself, man, I am blessed. And I started to cry because I couldn't get the feeling associated with what I was saying, but I'm stubborn, right? So I just kept saying it and 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 saying it. And then I'm affirming this, right? And then I started to actually feel better. That's why I came up with the mantra of when you get one negative thought, replace it with 100 positive thoughts. But it took me my first approach. It took me maybe a million thoughts. I probably said I am blessed literally literally a million times before I started to feel good about myself. So I think it was important for me to have that initial encounter with affirmations from my grandmother, because it kind of architected a belief and a self-esteem in affirmations. And then I think it was important for me to be in dire need of affirmations by being in prison, and then having that thing where now I need to see the real power of this non-tangible weapon, right? Like these words are weapons, and they can be used to build, protect, right? So I'm applying these affirmations to my life, and they're actually working. They're making me feel better. They're making me feel more. They made me feel better. They made me feel more confident. They made me feel more sure of myself. And then doubt started to leave, and then confidence started to take precedence.
I'm glad you said that because I believe most of us in our young age do have affirmations, but we're taught not to believe them. We're taught not to use them indirectly or directly.
Belief means what you think about subconsciously, repetitiously. Whatever you think about repetitiously turns into your belief, right? And your belief system is your thought patterns that you think subconsciously. That's the system of your belief, right? Like, so you say, what do you mean by the belief system, right? Like how you think subconsciously, right? Like subconsciously, my body is working, right? My heart is working, my lungs is working. We sat here for about all of 5 minutes, and not one time did you think about heart, I need you to beat. We sat here for all of 5 minutes, and not one time did I think lungs, I need you to expand. Right? But it's working, right? And that's how the subconscious mind works. So we're conditioned to think things negatively subconsciously, and those things create our belief system, and then that belief system is limiting.
The question I have for you though, man, I hear it's like a polarity thing going on. I've heard some brothers tell me you can never recover from being institutionalized, and then I've heard other brothers tell me you can heal from being institutionalized.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear your thoughts about that.
Well, that's everybody's pain threshold is different, right? So everybody's everybody's pain threshold is different. Everybody's reaction to adversity is different. Everybody's ability to learn is different, right? Everybody's ability to respond to turbulence is different. So for some, it may, be a way out. For some, it's not, right? It's gonna always be, and that's the duality of it all, right? You know, what helped me was my oh, okay, sorry. You gotta get more mics, man. I gotta be. I don't want to be sitting like mistletoe. Look, mistletoe, Mike. Hey, Mike, mistletoe, me. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? But yeah. What helped me was I think I had a natural rebellious spirit, right? So I'm stubborn. I'm like, I'm not. You ain't telling me what to do, right? If I feel like I'm following this thing and it's not really authentic to me, then I'm gonna attack it. I'm questioning it. Like, wait a minute. And that helped me also my relationship with God. I gave up, right? I was a southpaw box. I gave up. I gave in to the devil. I'm okay. When I get out of the box, the first person I see, I'm killing him. I'm stabbing him in the neck. I don't care if it's an inmate, a cop, or whatever. I don't care. I'm not making it out of here. I'm gonna either do life in jail or they're gonna kill me because I killed somebody in here. And that's just what it was. And God just didn't allow the devil to take me down that dead end road, right? And then through my relationship with God, I was reborn, right? Like it was like the weirdest thing in the world.
Before you continue, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was that experience like when you had that thought, but what was that transition so you didn't act on it?
God stopped me, man. I was laying in the cell on the floor. I'm in the cell, butt naked, laying on the floor, going crazy. I'm in a box inside the box. I'm on the loaf. So when you're on the loaf, they give you like this cabbage. You get cabbage and a loaf of bread, and then that gotta last you for like a month. They give you one cabbage and one loaf of bread, and you ain't getting nothing else. It's the crazy. I don't know how they even got away with this. This is like inhumane, right? It's like literally concentration camp, Holocaust stuff, right? And so I'm in the hole. They turn the toilet off. So now anytime I use the bathroom or I piss or I shit, I gotta smell that. I'm in a room, a small room, right? I'm in a small room. They take the bed out. This is like this metal, kind of like a sheet. Toilet bowl is off. I'm in there. I'm going crazy. I'm upset. I feel like I'm getting attacked by demons. It's just like the weirdest, crazy experience. And I'm laying on the floor and I look at the ceiling. And I just say, you know what? All right, whatever. Take me. Shit, I don't care. I got tired of trying to fight the devil and hold the devil at bay.
How old were you?
And then teens, like 19, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, this is it. That's it. That good devil angel on my shoulder. Let's knock the angel off. Put two devils on the shoulder. Let's go. I'm with it. Yeah. And God intervened. And when I'm having that conversation with the devil, because the devil speaks to us through our subconscious mind. And now that voice in my head, I'm actually starting to converse with that voice in my head. And that's the devil. I'm talking directly to the devil like I'm talking to you. And I'm like, let's go, baby. What you need me to do? What you need me to do? I need you to do this. Okay, I'm with it. And then now, as I'm making this pact with the devil, God comes in. Well, wait, hold up. No, we ain't doing this. And he stops me and he makes me feel like I can't even move. So when I'm saying like we being reborn again, I'm on the floor of the cell and I can't move. You ever had that dream where you sleeping and you trying to wake up but you can't wake up and you laying there? That's how I felt. I felt like something was holding me down and was showing me visions and showing me things that I was gonna accomplish later on in life. And they all were positive, they all were optimistic, and it became a point where I cried. You know how long I didn't cry? I ain't cried since being a kid. This is how I knew it was God, right? Because God, it was like he literally pulled hydration out of my eye dockets, okay? Because I was that desensitized. I was that cold-hearted. So the fact that I was laying on the floor crying like a baby profusely, I was like, yo, I'm like, how am I crying? It was like the weirdest thing. And I felt so vulnerable. I felt scared. I felt weak. Like, yo, what is this? Then it was God was showing me, yo, you're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And then I started to feel confidence. I started to feel at peace. I started to feel like I had purpose. And then, yo, man, you should be videotaping and recording, bro. You sitting there for, man. You missing key moments. We talking about now capturing things and stuff like that. This is the important stuff. When we do documentaries and we start doing stuff like that, this is what the footage is for. Wake up and stop letting him fall asleep, homie. So now when I'm sitting there and I'm sitting in this cell, and I'm like, yo, man, I never had no positive thoughts about myself. I never thought nothing good was gonna happen for me. So now I'm seeing these visions. I'm like, yo, and I'm feeling happy. But I'm in prison. And I'm feeling, yo, what is this? And then now I feel like I got purpose. And then once I felt like that thing that was holding me down was released, I jumped up. CO, I need a book. Now I'm trying to read. Now I'm trying to study. Now I'm starting the process of self-education. Now I'm starting the process of self-rehabilitation. Now I'm starting the process of, regenerating the potential that I was letting go of. Right? And that was God. So, I don't believe the devil can do anything when God is a part of the scenario. So for the brothers who feel like they can't, not be institutionalized, God can do anything. And the God that God has instilled in us as black men in the form of neuromelanin, the power is unbelievable.
And could you give some advice to brothers? A lot of brothers struggle with that release, scared to leave, or struggle with coming back out. What advice would you give to brothers with that transition from release to coming back out?
You got to plan. You got to know there's no. See, start where you stand where you start. You got to start where you stand and stand where you start. It's not about what you do when you get out, right? It's not about what you do when you're in there. It's about what you're doing, and you got to be present. And then when you're present, you start to accumulate days while you're present, right? So when you're, and this is what I had to do. I couldn't think about, I'm running a 3 million mile marathon. It's just, right? And then you start to say, okay, well, what am I doing today? See, the devil tries to weaponize tomorrow, right? And distract you with yesterday to keep you from doing something in the present moment. The devil doesn't even know what's about to come. Only thing the devil knows about the future is that in the end, God destroys him. So he's upset about that. So he wants to destroy you. That's the only thing the devil knows about the future. The devil tries to use the past. So now you're so worried about what's about to come, which didn't happen, and what already happened, which you can't change. So now in that present moment, what you doing? You just sitting there, ain't doing nothing. So you have to just take it day by day, day by day. And what you're taking day by day, you're taking your emotions. You're taking your emotions. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So when you're sitting there in that day, well, today I am feeling good. That's it. Today I am protected. Today I am blessed. That's it. And then when you focus on that and you be present and you see how I said I am, language is important. Everything that you add on to I am becomes added on to you. So today, I'm admitting that I'm being present. I'm attaching something to myself, right? Blessed. And that's how you do it. And then those days start to compound. And as those days start to compound, you start to also develop new habits, right? And then there's benefits with those new habits. Those habits bring things into your life because they're vibrations, they have gravitational pull. So when you get released with the what? The momentum and the motion of these new habits. So it doesn't matter where you're at because you are who you are, wherever you are, and who are you? You're blessed, right? You're happy, right? So when the environment changes from a penitentiary to a neighborhood or a borough or a state or a place, it doesn't matter. You're still taking that energy, that momentum, those new habits to that new destination because you are who you are, wherever you are.
What I understand, you were suicidal at a young age, right?
Absolutely.
I'm glad you opened about that. You opened up about that because as a culture, we have a epidemic of what? It's a book, bro. It's this dude called Tom Burrell. The book is called Brainwash, right? And he speaks about slow suicide.
Yeah.
Right? You familiar with that term?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So he calls it slow suicide because 2/3 of all deaths amongst black people are caused by things that are preventable or can be cured, right? The question I have for you now is that one, why did you find yourself suicidal at such a young age?
Because I was going through so much. You know what I mean? Like, not having my mother in my life, right? Having a drug addicted mother, being bounced around from group home to foster home to family home, but nobody wants me, nobody loves me. Being in a group home, listening to what the therapist is telling me in the group home, not fighting not to take the medication they trying to give me and all these programs and stuff like that. Not getting the actual love from my family, and my family acting like I'm something wrong with me when they never loved me or protected me or gave me any type of a standard to reach or anything. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, man, I want to go. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And I had a knife to my neck and I tried to, you know what I mean? Get myself up. I tried to poke myself and I just, God didn't let me do it. I was trying. It was scary. I cried because I felt something bro, like very strong, just not let me, and I was like, what? And I dropped the knife and I just started crying. And I was actually in your room. Yeah. And remember the bunk beds we used to have? And I was on a bunk bed and I was laying on a bunk bed and I dropped and I just, nobody knew that. Right. And I just laid on the bed and I was just crying so hard because I was like, I was mad. I was mad and I was scared and I was like, and I felt like God was making me go through this, but I didn't understand God's delayed gratification. I didn't understand God's purpose. You understand? So I was upset with God. I was mad. Like, just let me go. Take me out. This too much. I don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times we this ain't, I don't do this for cameras. This is what I actually went through. This is how I know God is real. That's why today I have so much confidence in God. That's why today I don't feel nothing about what people feel when I talk about what God told me to say or what God said is the standard. I don't support homosexuality. I don't support none of that. I'm not jacking the old LGBTQ. I'm not jacking none of that. God said that was abomination. So people don't know what God did for me and what God stopped me from doing to me. Right? So this is real. And that was a thing for me. And then, a lot of times we don't have that optimism about the future. So we take action that have permanent.
That's why I asked you the question, right?
Okay.
I think you're the perfect person to help a lot of brothers with this.
Mm-hmm. So we take actions that have permanent repercussions for a temporary feeling or temporary scenario. And if we have coping mechanisms, if we have healthy coping mechanisms, and we have people to talk to, or we have people that talk about what they went through and how they got through it, then maybe they can have some inspiration. So when they're in that moment, to not make an impulsive decision that will rob them of a beautiful life that they can live if they understand how to create a beautiful life or a life worth living.
How are you able to not allow those experiences to destroy you?
Well, God, right? Like God, literally God. I'm trying to check out.
God, I should reframe the question.
You mean?
What tools have you learned to not be stuck in the past?
Okay,
and move forward with your life.
Okay, well, when you get one negative thought, replace it with 100 positive thoughts. When you get one negative thought, replace it with 100 positive thoughts. Because how you think creates how you feel, right? So my mantra is this: how you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So when you have a negative thought, right, you have to replace it. You have to manually replace it with 100 positive thoughts. You get a negative thought, man, this is not gonna happen. This is happening. 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 Well, what's happening? My dreams are coming true. This is happening. 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 Well, what's happening? My dreams are coming true. That's 20. This is happening. 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 This is is happening. Well, what is happening? My dreams are coming true. That's 30. This is happening. 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 Well, what's happening? My dreams are coming true. That's 40. This is happening. 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 Well, what is happening? My dreams are coming true. That's 50. This is happening. 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 Now I'm visualizing. Now I'm seeing it happen. I'm seeing myself doing my dream. This is happening. Oh, this is happening. 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 What's happening? My dreams are coming true. That's 60. This is happening. 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 My dreams. What's happening? My dreams are coming true. Now I'm using that pain. I'm using that fear. I'm using that angle, and there's a transmutation. There's a transmutation. Pardon me. There is a transmutation of this energy. I'm using that energy, that fear, and that pit, that pitifulness, that pity pool that I'm feeling. I'm using it. And I'm channeling into saying it. So I'm saying it fast. I'm saying it aggressive. This is happening. 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 What is happening? My dreams are coming true. That's how much is that? How much is that? That's 80. This is happening. This is 80. It felt like 70. So I'm saying it's 70. This is happening. 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 What's happening? My dreams are coming true. How much is that? That's 80 because I said it was 80. It might have been 80, but I said it was 70 because it felt like 70. So I did 10 more. This is happening. 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 What's happening? My dreams are coming true. That's 90. This is happening. I am blessed. I am protected. This is happening. I am loved. I am cherished. This is happening. I am celebrated. I am not tolerated. This is happening. I am the sole controller of my destiny, and it is my destiny to be blessed, loved, riches, FUCK, and my brothers is balling. This is happening. Well, what's happening? I am the creator of the generational wealth that my family is the beneficiary of, and generational wealth is living expenses times 4, times 12, times 100. This is happening. I am living a long life. I am living no less than 118 years old, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a young, vivacious man over 100 years old. Okay, still getting coochie. Okay, this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. This is happening. What's happening? My dreams are coming true. It's 100. When you get one negative thought, replace it with 100 positive thoughts. That didn't take long. It may seem that way, right? Because we're talking, but watch the timestamp. It wasn't that long. But that changes the trajectory in the present moment. It shifts your emotions. It stops your body from producing the adrenaline. It stops your body from producing the cortisol. It stops your body from producing these chemicals that make you feel paralyzed. Now you feel, instead of being paralyzed, you don't feel paralyzed, you feel progressive. You feel like you're ready to be productive. You feel like, man, even me telling you this is happening, I'm ready. Man, I got somewhere to go after this. I'm going to the studio. I'm sitting in the seat like, man, I got ants in my pants, baby. I feel motivated. That's the technique. That's what I learned, right?
Obviously, you had a rough relationship with your moms.
For sure, for sure.
Personally, now I'm not even talking about the relationship. I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
How did you come to terms with that whole experience?
Well, I had to forgive my mother, right? I had to forgive her. The feelings I feel is not for me; it's for her, and I'm giving it back. See, I forgive you. How I'm feeling is not for me; it's for you. So I'm gonna get that back to you. So I had to forgive, but I got a different way to forgive, right? I'm not holding that energy no more. And then I had to understand that, whatever she had the inability to give me is not a reflection of me and who I am. I am deserving of love, right? And I started to be open to love. I was able to receive love from God, and then I started giving myself that self-love, and I changed that self-image and how I perceive myself. And then now, man, it's been peaches and cream ever since, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to moms.